Leo out here. Leo out here. All the news cameras. Channel 7, as you saw it. Some local channel from the Bronx, 47. All that. All out here in City Hall Park. And it's kind of funny because I kind of called it about 11 months ago. I did the video about Mayor Eric Adams taking that trip to Israel. And at first, one of the last things I said in that video, if you go back, is that it's almost like he's trying to run for president. And in the indictment, one of the Turkish businessmen who met Mayor Eric Adams said that Eric Adams told him that he was planning on running for president. So this was like a future investment for his future run for president. And it's sad, but because he is only the second African American to become mayor, you know what I'm saying? Or in general, just the second black mayor or mayor of color. But I think we all seen the news conference. I think most of us did, if not read it, and it's about all his trips that he took that, either I forgot or I don't even remember, but he took all these trips to Turkey, what's the other country? I believe it's a couple of other countries. I know China was one country they mentioned. And of course his trip to Israel, which is what the last video I did about the mayor was about. And all that shit's coming back. And man, the city, all the law enforcement people, the Eastern District, Southern District, they're not playing right now. This is coming on the heels of the whole P. Diddy thing. The mayor says he's not going to step down. He's going to keep going. He's going to keep running the city. And his attorneys are going to handle it. But it's not looking good, and I think they're going to try to force him to resign. AOC which is hypocritical. AOC is telling the mayor to resign, or he should resign. Innocent until proven guilty, but that trip to Israel kind of stayed in my mind the whole time. And I'm like, is this going to come back to bite him? You know what I'm saying? And it did. Amongst other things that were going on under his watch were of other individuals that were doing wrong things, like the police commissioner stepping down. He had to step down because him and his twin brother was trying to bribe a business owner who was getting noise complaints. So he had to pay a certain amount, and then they wouldn't bother him. That's bribery, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what the noise complaints was about, but Coney Island, I don't know if Coney Island was being gentrified, but I guess in this era of gentrification, everybody wants to make noise complaints because they're not from the city, they're not used to the city, and it's not too many people of color, African American, Puerto Rican, or other who are born and raised here in New York City who have run their own business. It's very rare, believe it or not, because New York City, socially, New York City is progressive, but politically and economically, New York City is very neoliberal / right-wing, very at times authoritarian and very corrupt. We could go back to before I was born, and the money that was stolen by Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump, and some of the civil rights leaders here in New York City that turned on Martin Luther King Jr. We could just go down the line. We could probably go before that, but what's going to happen is the mayor is going to keep running the city. He's going to deny everything. He's going to say that he didn't do anything different than what maybe other politicians has done. I don't know about mayors, but if he says that, well, I didn't do anything differently than what any other mayor has done, then they're gonna look at all the other mayors and then all their other trips. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. So that's what's gonna happen, and I don't think he's gonna fight it. I don't think he's gonna go to prison or jail or just yet. So he was taking. I mean, he was getting gifts that were worth a lot of money, millions, and getting donations worth millions. He was taking. I mean, some of these tickets were to make these travels were expensive in themselves. He would go to Turkey and then go to another country from Turkey, And the people around him were making speeches at City Hall. Reverend, I believe his name is Reverend Daughtry, who I've seen for a very long time out here in New York City, defending the mayor. A lot of religious talk. And before that, I seen the press conference. I was at work, so I couldn't see it live. You know what I'm saying? But it's on top of all the other things that because these are the investigations around the mayor are ongoing. So the mayor wasn't indicted for those things. He was indicted for the trips. And but I called it, like, when he went to Israel, I kind of figured that why would he go to another country, especially a country that's accused of war crimes and slow genocide, unless he's trying to run for president, And I kind of call that. It's America can be a very corrupt country, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of beautiful things I love about this country, the Constitution, and of course my city and the architectural structures that have been here for centuries, but there's a lot of things to disagree and dislike and call. And it's tough. It's tough because he brought up the mayor brought up the fact that he's only the second African American to become mayor in a city that's, well, at least for a long time was predominantly African American and Puerto Rican, but with the gentrification that's changed, and there's a heavy Hasidic bloc, They got Bloomberg in 3 times. He wasn't supposed to run the 3rd time. I'm surprised he got away with that. But when Giuliani was mayor, there were lawsuits. He never got indicted for anything. He probably should have, because there's a lot of things on Giuliani's closet. But we got to start somewhere, and why not start with this mayor? They should have started with Mayor Bloomberg, because if they want, the feds can investigate all the other mayors, the last 3 mayors, starting with Giuliani, and to see if they took donations from there. Because they could do that. They could do that. They shouldn't stick with just one mayor. There is a rush when you become a politician. There is a rush to try to get as much money as you can if you're planning to run for president. Unfortunately, the system is built that way, where it's easy to get corrupted. It's easy to go and say, you know what? As the mayor allegedly said, it's my turn to support Turkey, which means that other mayors or other people that ran for president would take the money from Turkey. Why would he say that unless that was a fact? So the feds and maybe the Justice Department, which I doubt it, but because I don't think they will, but they're gonna have to step in and see how much money Turkey and Israel, because we all know about APEC. Whether it's legal or illegal for APEC to have influence in it, I think it's illegal, but nothing has ever been done to stop Israel from giving money to politicians. But they're gonna have to look into it now. You know, there's no turning back. You can't just stop with one mayor. And they're also investigating. The feds are investigating the immigration office here in New York City, and the former police commissioner. They're investigating the new police commissioner for something that happened 20 years ago. So I think this might set a precedent. This might set how. Well, let me rephrase that. This might change the way, it might change the way somebody, at least in New York City, wants to run for president, let alone run for mayor, you know. I think this is going to change everything, you know. And I've said this a long time ago. We should not be supporting the two-party system. We should vote third party. There's a lot of third party candidates in New York City that be perfect for mayor, that they're honest, that they don't have to follow the code, you know what I'm saying, that you gotta follow if you're a Republican or Democrat. So I think it's time for New Yorkers to vote for a third party candidate. Why not? Why? You got nothing to lose. City is semi falling apart. I wouldn't say it's completely falling apart, but we do have a lot of other things, and we have to wait until our governor gives the money to the city, when a third party candidate doesn't have to, because technically that's not her boss, you know. So so she was crazy, you know. It's real crazy. And so I don't know if the mayor is gonna say anything else today. There's all kinds of investigations going on in New York City. This is just the beginning. Like I said in my last video with the P. Diddy thing, that's just the beginning also. But it's interesting that the mayor allowed this Turkish consulate to be built if it was illegally to be built. It wasn't approved. But there's a lot of that going on in New York City for years, starting with Giuliani. So they're gonna have to investigate all the construction that's going on, all the buildings that just finished being built that are still empty. They're gonna have to look into all that. And again, they're gonna have to go back to the last three mayors. I mean, why only look at this mayor when they can look at everything that's been going on in New York City since Giuliani became mayor? You know, because I could bring up a lot of things about Giuliani, about Bloomberg, especially. So of course Giuliani has his own problems. He's not the American patriot anymore, or the fan of people anymore, America's mayor anymore. So, you know, and you know, a lot of people, including people I agree with, are defending Trump. At one time in this city, Donald Trump was untouchable. Giuliani was untouchable. They were untouchable. Because everybody knew Donald Trump was greedy. Everybody knew what his father did. Donald Trump was untouchable. He had the side of the media. So it's not like the government is picking on Trump. He was untouchable for a long time. So it's just an interesting time we're living in the crazy era that we're living in right now. It's the era of truth right now. Everything is coming out. Everything is coming to light. At least on certain things, you know, they still have to be honest about the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. But this is the era of truth right now, and anybody that has stuff on powerful people, they need to come forward right now. If you got a lawsuit, you got a complaint. If you were afraid to come out before, you should come out now, because they're looking into everything now, and they're looking to everybody. You know, almost everybody. I'm in City Hall right now. I just happened to be passing by, and City Hall is empty. There's nobody in the front except a lady holding a banner. It's crazy. It's crazy, you know. Yeah. So that's all I have to say for now. Everybody be safe. Peace.